I said, why leave the guy alone? I'm talking about the penguin. He just wants a friend.
Yeah. You're always like, well, you have to understand, everybody treats him badly, and this is the only reason he acts this way. I was like, I know a homicidal psychopath when I see one.
And yet we're still friends. The Penguin just wrapped its season. Well, at least for us it did.
Yeah.
Some of you out there haven't got to that last episode yet, but we were lucky enough to see that ahead of time. And so y'all already heard my opinion about the Penguin, at least 5 episodes. See, that's the problem with this show, man. It was too good, I had to stop. It was too much goodness, too much quality. I said, I was at number 5. I just had to take a break.
Like, I know, some shows you just want to binge. And as much as I wanted to binge this one, it gave enough every week to where I was like, I feel full. I can wait till the next week.
Well, I binged the last episodes of this because I got distracted. Did some other things. I really did enjoy this show. I was loving it, but hey, you know how it is. I mean, you can love a show, and then they get to that last episode, and it's like, you know what, you can go straight to hell. You were doing so well, and you just ruined it. You ruined everything.
Yeah. Try and throw way too many things together.
Yeah,
right. And set up the next season.
And that's another reason why I waited. Sometimes I'm loving something so much, I'm scared to get to that last episode because they might completely fuck it up.
Right.
So I waited a little bit, and well, as I said, as of this recording, some of you will be treated to the last episode of The Penguin. It concludes with episode number 8, and we all were able to finish that today so that we could bring the spoiler discussion to you.
And if you don't believe me, well, you don't got it. Because I'm going to prove it to you. Just don't give up on me.
You say that little kid is a great actor, huh?
Yeah.
They should have just made him the Penguin.
He is.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, just put a little makeup on him, shave his hair back so his hairline's a little far back. No, that kid is great in the show. We'll be talking about that kid. We'll be talking about some of the arcs in the show, some of the things that happened in the conclusion, and overall how we felt about it, which we can tell you right now. We just did a quick review of it earlier, and I think I speak for all of us when I say we loved it.
Oh, yeah.
And Mark gave it better than Sex.
Yeah.
And you gave it a high
full price.
High full price. I had given it better than Sex, and then I just remembered that there were a couple of things, maybe small things. I might be nitpicking, but a couple of things that I didn't really care for in the show.
You remember that one time you got laid? That was just a little bit better.
Yes, exactly, sir. So I think with this, you did. It's a great show. And we were debating whether this is one of the best, if not the best, live-action comic book adaptation. We were kind of going back and forth because I was like saying, well, I mean, technically it is a comic book adaptation, but it's not really a comic book property or show. Well, I guess it's a property, but it's not really it's not in the comic book genre in a way.
Because it uses characters from the comic books.
It uses characters from the comics, but it does not do any superhero stuff. It does no supervillain stuff. What it does is a lot of stuff in the crime thriller genre, the gangster drama genre. So if you want to technically say it's a comic book property, yes, but I would say once you see it, it's a totally different genre. Which is probably why it's working.
It's definitely not superhero. It has some supervillain elements, but it is like more graphic novels, comic book.
Yeah. It's as the word that's used all the time, grounded. But what we want to do is, like I said, we want to talk about some of the big highlights in this show and some of the things that made the show great. Again, referring to the writing and the performances. And that episode 8 did some really bold things, and I couldn't wait to talk to you guys about it. And one of the things that I almost wanted to sit in the room with y'all when it happened to get your reaction. Fortunately, I was on the phone at the time. Let me see if I can find it here. image of who I want to talk about at the moment. Your boy Victor. So y'all, at this point, we don't have to do any kind of recaps. We don't have to tell you anything. You all saw the show. You know everything that happened. So we can kind of just jump right into everything. And if you were watching the show, then one of the things that, well, I would say surprised people, but I don't think it came as a surprise to many folks who were watching this, is the death of Victor, played by Renzi Feliz. And then he died by the hands of the guy that he actually held up as a hero.
Yeah.
Which was the Penguin himself, Oz Cobb, Oswald Cobb. Tell you what, where everyone was kind of on the fence about the Penguin in this, talking about, people like me. I ain't afraid to lie.
Yeah,
bleeding hearts like me.
I told you from the very first episode, this guy's a piece of shit, and he was going to kill this kid. And I felt sorry for the kid.
You did.
And you were like, I don't know, man. I think he might be coming into his own. And I was like, okay, all right.
I was even more naive than that. I said, why leave the guy alone? I'm talking about the Penguin. He just wants a friend.
Yeah. You were always like, well, you have to understand, everybody treats him badly, and this is the only reason he acts this way. I was like, I know a homicidal psychopath when I see one.
And yet we're still friends. No, listen. But that's why I would have had a bullet in the back of my head the first episode. Man, he ain't so. But if you on the fence about that guy, then by the time it got to the last few minutes of episode 8, the final episode, and he choked this kid out, everybody grew to hate him at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this kid was the most loyal to him. And everybody thought, because you were talking about this earlier, I know a lot of people who thought that Oz and Vic, they were going to be the new Jesse and Walter White. And it was like, nah, think again.
Even the two of them didn't end up together in the end.
Oh, hell no. No, but
and they hated each other.
Yeah, but Walt never tried to choke. I'm sure he wanted to, but he never tried to physically choke Jesse out. The Penguin did, and when he at least choked Vic out, man. And what's interesting about this? Well, first of all, how'd y'all feel about that? What were your first feelings when you saw this? Like I said, you probably weren't surprised at all.
I wasn't surprised at all. I was telling Julian, I was like, man, the thing about this character is they've been showing over and over that he, in his heart, doesn't care about anybody. And even Sophia calls him out on, like, you say you love your mother so much, but you don't really care about anything else. And it seemed like the flaw is that the one person he does care about is Vic. But does he though? And so when that started happening, I was like, yep. This is in line with everything about this character from day one. From day one, when he's going to have him look at the sunset and beat him to death with a crowbar. I was like, man, you could have just shot him and made it painless, but no, he was going to really get in there and work out his demons.
I didn't see it coming exactly that he was going to kill him, because I really thought that this was going to be him coming around, because he has that line about, like, you're the only family I got now. It's me and you. It's like, wow, you're really turning over that leaf to choke it out and kill it. And I was kind of bummed that they killed that character, because if there is another season, I was looking forward to seeing how their relationship was going to go. But you're totally right. Like, he hired that guy at gunpoint.
Yeah.
So, like,
yeah,
he knew it was gonna happen.
And as much as I love this character and as much as I hated to see him die, he needed to really leave that impact that Oz Cobb has no code. Clearly he has no honor. Everyone was right. There was so many people throughout the episode saying, why are you trying to be friends with this guy? Why are you even trying to be around this guy? He will stab you in the back at a minute's notice. I'll choke your ass out.
Yeah, I love that part where they're in the prison and they're speaking like Italian to each other, and they're like, "Why the fuck are you talking to this guy? He's just gonna betray us."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everybody said that the triad guy, the leader there, he's like, don't y'all know who this is? What the fuck we doing here?
He's got a gold tooth.
Yeah, and that's funny because up until this last episode, people were still trying to say that Oz Cobb, the Penguin, was somewhat of an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Or he's killing other gangsters, so he's sort of out of everybody here, he's sort of the protagonist.
Yeah, well, he talked a big game. He talked a good game of how it's them up there. They look down on us. You know, we get looked over. But
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
uniting everybody who's been downtrodden like me, who's with me. And
Yeah.
we've seen this con man act play out in real life that people buy into.
Yeah, no, it's they thought that because he was killing other gangsters, he's just taking out the trash and some street justice kind of way. Oh, he brought the lights back on.
Yeah, and Crown Heights. Yeah.
Yeah, in Crown Heights, and everybody thought, he represents the underclass. No, everything he does is a chess play. Everything he does is to serve him.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't serve the underclass. He doesn't serve the people. He serves the Penguin.
Right,
and that's
right,
it.
right. And you look at how he always told stories about his hero, the gangster Rex, who was going to kill him.
Yeah, yeah.
But he had all these stories like, oh, that was my hero. He did this, and everybody looked up to him. But you're like, man, everything is self-serving with you.
No, it really is. And Oswald is so manipulative that he manipulated me. The whole time saying that he needed a friend, acting lonely, praising Vic the whole time, encouraging him,
Yeah.
making him think he was going to rise through the ranks. It was all just a ploy and a play to get him to do the grunt work.
Yeah.
That's all it was. Get him to do the dirty work, get him to do things that Oz never wanted to get into.
Yeah.
Babysit his mom.
Yeah. He had to have somebody who believed in him.
I'm like, why didn't you get on that bus?
I know.
At the time.
Even at the time when he didn't, I was like, I get it. This guy's making you promises that makes you think you're going to be somebody. He's a gangster.
Yeah.
Just get the fuck away from him.
And the thing with Oswald, the Penguin, he's delusional. He's dangerously delusional.
Yeah.
Saying I'm sorry while he was killing this boy the whole time, he thought that was a sign of respect. He thought he was actually being polite.
Yeah.
like saying I'm sorry is gonna really make him feel better while you choking his life out.
Right. Yeah, like you've been all about supporting me, Vic, and this is the thing I need you to do to support me, which is die and not be here.
Yeah, yeah. That's another thing. Being delusional and somewhat of a narcissist, he felt like that death was owed to him.
Yeah.
It's funny because I'm talking about how he's so self-serving with this, and he is. And I'm not trying to defend his actions at all with what I'm about to say. I think there's another level, though, where, yes, it's self-serving, but for him, it's strategy. For him, it's a move that he saw he had to make to protect himself. Again, not defending him, but you saw that scene where he encouraged all those lieutenants to kill their boss.
Laugh that breaks you. Figured you would have understood that.
And so now he's thinking like, well, this guy's my lieutenant. If I'm encouraging all these people to do this and they do it,
When is he gonna kill me?
I have to eliminate the possibility right here. And it also doesn't help that Vic told him that he killed somebody. Because Oz told him, he said, listen, it gets easier from this point. So he's thinking like, well, not only am I protecting my best interest, but I'm possibly protecting my life.
Yeah.
Because it's at some point, everybody turns on each other. Everybody gets ambitious. And he's judging the world with the way his stupid
With the way
ass
he is. What everybody does. They see everybody else acting the way they would act.
Exactly. Yeah, he tells him it gets easier. And that's the thing with Oz in this show, man. You cannot have sympathy for this guy because he's insane. He's Norman Bates psychotic. He was born a piece of shit. That was cold, man, when he drowned his brothers just to be with his mom.
I'll be at this time.
Have fun getting out!
Yeah, it's funny. Usually with this flashback, usually with a flashback scene, it's like, oh, we go back to what made him like he is. And it's like, there's no made him like he is. He was always that way.
Yeah, he was there. He's a fucking demon child. He's
a demon mama's boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he sure is. And that got me too. I felt sorry for his little ass for a little while because he had that limp. He's a little kid with a limp, and I was like, oh, he's probably trying to get close to his mom because he can't keep up with his other brothers, And it's like, nah, you just a little piece of shit. You always were a little evil bastard, man.
He had a weird sexual obsession with his mom from when he was young.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it was some Oedipus complex thing going on here.
That's why I thought it was so ironic. The guy they loved was named Rex.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Oedipus
yeah.
Rex, yeah.
Yeah. Shit, I wonder if he actually even had a bad leg. I don't know if he's just trying to get his mom's attention. Mama, can you help
Can
me?
you run my upper inner thigh again?
Well, did you notice, because I didn't up until the very last scene, how much the prostitute looks like his mom?
No,
Yeah.
I noticed that.
Tell me you're proud of me.
I am so proud of you.
I did it, Mom.
I think that they hired that actress because she does. His mom, played by Deirdre O'Connell, plays his mother's
brilliant
Frances
in the
Cobb,
show.
but she's great in the show. But this actress, even though she's of a different race, looks so much like his mother.
Yeah.
And I think that they did that as, or they meant for it to be a reveal at the end where you're like, oh shit, that's when you make that connection.
Right, right. Yeah, because I've seen Carmen Egojo in lots of things, but I never thought like they looked that much alike until the last scene where I thought it was his mom for a second.
Yeah.
Very clever costume work going on there. It was all in the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's so disturbing about this is that I thought Little Oz had locked his brothers up, knowing that they would get out or he thought that
Yeah.
they would get out one way or another.
Right, right.
But the creepiest part is, he kept when him and his mom were watching the movie together, he kept looking out the window like, are they dead yet?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very creepy thing watching this little kid be so psychotic with his brothers, man. Just because he wants to fuck his mom. Hey, everyone, I hate to interrupt the conversation. I know you were enjoying it, but we do have to give a word out to our sponsor right now, which is Shopify. And this is a little weird because you probably are hearing some people working outside my window here. I have a deck being built, and I don't mind them doing that because they are hardworking entrepreneurs. And you know who else is? You, or at least you could be. We have a lot of talented people in the Double Toasted community, like this person here that gave me this wonderful drawing of Jimi Hendrix. This illustration that they did here, very stylized. With this kind of talent, they can make a business out of this. They probably already do. But if they aren't, a great place to start online is with, that's right, you guessed it, Shopify. And with Shopify, you are with the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business, because Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S. And Shopify is the global force behind millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across, get this, 175 countries. You didn't even know there were that many countries, did you? From the launch of your online shop all the way to that potential millionth order, Shopify is there to help you grow. So, whether you're selling chopsticks or, I don't know, chihuahuas, I don't know if you can sell chihuahuas on Shopify, but if you could, it would be the great place to start. Pixie gives her approval right here. Might sell her. No, I'm not going to do that, baby. I'm sorry. But hey, Shopify is there to help you sell everywhere. And they have great online support 24/7. They got you covered. And now you can sell with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, their AI-powered system. Businesses that grow, they grow with Shopify, and Shopify is here to help you get a head start on that with, that's right, this deal I have for you here. If you put in shopify.com/toasted, you will get a $1 per month trial period. That's all lowercase, by the way. Let me spell it out for you. shopify.com/TOASTED. You put that in, you'll get a $1 per month trial period. I want to thank Shopify for sponsoring this portion of the show, and I want to thank all of you out there for your support. And now, where we going, Pixie? That's right. Back to the show. And Deirdre O'Connell, man, she gave an excellent performance.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was because you realize that, she knew that he had killed those boys, man, his brothers. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was very tragic that she has to act like she loves this thing that she despises just because she got nothing else.
Right.
Yeah, that scene. That's why I love that scene where Sophia is just bringing the hate out of her.
It's just your disease talking, Mom.
Fuck you! I hate you. I hate you for what you did.
This woman's about to get a pinky cut off, and she's hanging out with these ruthless gangsters, but it's the best therapy session she's ever had.
Right? She finally got to get it out.
Yeah.
The energy of mental illness in that room was like just through the roof.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was so insane to watch.
And great casting on young Frances Cobb. The actress is Emily Mead. And I was like, great casting with. I love it, man. They found a young woman that looked like her.
Mm-hmm.
They found a woman of another race that looks like her. It was like Deirdre O'Connell's got these variants out there from other dimensions, man. My question for you two, though, is that guy Rex, the gangster that his mother worked for. She did numbers for him. He gives her a lot of. I tries to give her some options of what to do with Oz, little Oz. Maybe give him a job, use his psychotic skills to, for work, which would be, it's an asset for, being a gangster.
Sure.
But at one moment he said, well, we can also, take care of this another way, which means, drop him somewhere and kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't he ever do it? Or did she not let him do it?
Yeah. She called him off. When,
Yeah, she got cold feet.
Yeah,
Okay.
the whole thing when Oz is like, I'll take care of you, Mom. I promise. I swear I will.
Okay,
And
that's
when
when
she's looking at him. She was like, okay.
What do you want?
Your balls have barely dropped, and you're gonna take care of me.
I'd do anything for you.
This is what makes the Penguin so dangerous. This is what makes Oswald so dangerous. He feels justified in everything he does. Like when he killed Vic, Like I said, he's mentally ill, man. Always trying to seek the approval of his mother. Hiring that prostitute to be his mother. So what's the actress's name?
Carmine Gojo.
So my question is, was it ever a sex thing between them? Because that's what we think at first. Or was it the whole time he just hired her to be his mother?
No. It seemed, because she's not like that any other time. It did seem like it was just a sex, companionship thing up until that point.
Yeah, she was kind of in on it with him. Like, he was using her a little bit, but there was a moment where, like, their body language reflected, like, all right, they've been intimate before.
Okay. All right. Because at the end, I didn't know. Because, what a coincidence that this looks like his mom, but of course he wanted to have sex with his mom. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess, mission accomplished with this prostitute right here.
Right. Because she didn't look like his mom any other time until that last
Yeah.
scene.
But, I'm impressed with how, by the end of it, how threatening he is. Because when it starts out, he's just slimy.
Yeah.
At times, he's funny. At times, he can even be charismatic. Like I said, he would get me.
Oh, yeah, he was hawking those slushies or whatever. You'd be all about
Oh,
that.
hell yeah. Like there were certain things that he did that would just, again, this is a sign of somebody who just doesn't, they don't see death as something big to them, or violence as something big to them. The guy, was that the mayor?
No. The mayor's a black woman.
That's right. That's okay.
He's a councilman.
Yeah, so the councilman, I like when he jacked the councilman up, in the parking lot, and was about to rip his nose off.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he agrees to do what because he's trying to get him to bring the power, which he should. That's one moment I was actually rooting for him.
Right.
When he was messing with the councilman, had those pliers on his nose, and making him get back the power in what was it?
Crown Heights.
Crown Heights. So I love that scene where when he is about to rip his nose off, and the guy says, "All right, I'll do it. Just stop." And then he's like, "You're all right. Here, wipe your nose." And he helps him wipe his nose. And then he gets in front of the car and helps him back out.
Please stop! I'll do it! Please stop! Fuck out! Fuck out of here.
I thought that was a brilliant scene to show that this is a guy where violence means nothing to him.
Sure.
It's just a normal, everyday thing. Like he treated it like it never happened. I thought that was a good thing with him, man. But by the end of the show, he actually feels dangerous when you realize how conniving he is. Like if you don't keep an eye on him, he'll get you.
Well, they say through the whole show, he's like, people underestimate me all the time. That's his power, is that people underestimate him. Yeah, he's ugly. He's got that limp. He keeps his head down. So yeah, they don't think much of him, and that's what allows him to operate like he does.
Yeah,
That's one of the reasons why it's so great, because we actually get to see the Penguin going from being a driver, a henchman, to the Penguin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is very true. That's one of the things that I really liked about this. Everything worked. He got his mom to himself. He rose up in the ranks, got rid of all the opposition, and finally became somewhat of a more than a thug, more than a lieutenant. He actually somehow put himself in out there with the elite. And I love that at the end they showed him, because I thought it would have been silly, because we're like, well, this penguin is kind of cool. He ain't got the coat and the top hat and the umbrella. And at the end, he had that top hat.
He had all of it.
Had that coat, that bow tie. Yeah, and it didn't look ridiculous. No. It actually, I was like, wow, this is a great transformation right here, and it still fits the grounded tone of this show.
And one thing that I really loved, and I was worried when they were doing his backstory, I was like, a lesser show would have focused on, ooh, you want to know how he got this scar? No, bitch, I don't.
Right.
Yeah, no, I love that they never mentioned how he got his face scarred up.
Because I was worried when he was a kid. I was like, I'm going to see this kid get fucked up in the
Yeah.
face, like beat with a coat hanger or something.
Yeah. You know, I think it's funny because it's just like with a lot of gangster stories. This one's no different. So he rose up through the ranks, got everything he wanted, but he'll never have anyone.
Yeah.
He'll always be alone.
Yeah.
Even with his mom, he'll be alone because mom can't even talk to him now. So he doesn't have anything really, and his ambition to like get to the top.
Well, look, what he wanted was for his mom to say, "I'm proud of you." He hired somebody to look like her and say, "I'm proud of you."
Yeah, that's true, but it's still not his mom. You know, and that I love that tear that came out at the end.
I know. It's everything you wanted.
That could be taken so many ways.
Oh, yeah.
It could be, could she be proud because she's in the penthouse, or could it be that she's just in hell right now?
Yeah, I think she's in hell.
Yeah, she just like, kill me.
Right.
I hate this fucking guy.
Right. Yeah, I got everything I want, except I don't want any of this.
Not this way. So with the penguin being so ruthless and being so dangerous, and at the end, just a, again, a piece of shit, disgusting person that you just hate by the time it's done. It actually made Sophia Falcone more sympathetic. And she's horrible. They're both horrible people.
She's bad.
But no,
I don't know about horrible.
No, she's horrible, man. She's ready to do some.
I mean, she does commit an act that was like, sweetheart, there's no walking back this. As she finds out in the very end.
Yeah. I mean, so what act are you talking about? Killing her whole family, or?
No. Setting that bomb off in the middle of the
Oh,
city.
the bomb. Yeah, I was going to talk about that.
I mean, like the family wronged her, and they were like, "You going to Italy or we're killing you." You could almost go, well, okay, everything I see up to that point. But yeah, she wanted to get the penguin, but she didn't even want to kill him. But how many people died from that bomb? Innocent people.
That's why she's a terrible person.
Yeah.
Because she might have a code that's stronger than, or have a code at all, where the penguin doesn't. Because I think that she will actually align herself with somebody and stick to a deal.
Yeah, I mean, she could have killed the prostitute. She didn't.
No, she didn't.
There's a lot of people she could have killed. She didn't. She's like, I got what I wanted. I'm gonna leave. And even her, she was like, this life is not for me. I just want to get out.
Yeah, and the other family, Saltori.
Oh, the Maronis.
Saltori Maroni, man. She aligned herself with him. And I think that, she would have stuck to a deal.
Yeah.
And, so she has some code that Oswald doesn't. But just by, standing next to him, or, just having any kind of relationship with him, just to compare to him, she's a much more sympathetic person. She's because she was driven crazy by a family, mistreated by a family. But, that doesn't justify her blowing up innocent people.
Right.
So she's not much better than he is, but it's funny because he's such a piece of shit. You feel more for her. But man, this show is hers by the end.
Yeah.
I mean, she came in and just owned this show.
Oh yeah.
I love that scene where she's being nasty, like making a martini in her mouth, like eating pickles and sipping gin.
Yeah, and that's the only thing that she did, I think, that was there to really backtrack on a deal, is that she burned the house down. But I don't think she did that to double cross anybody. I think she did that because she just hated that house.
Yeah.
She hated her family.
Yeah, she hated her family.
She wanted it gone.
Yeah. She said, y'all can take anything else, but this fucking house is going down. I thought that this was great, that this was a series, man. You know, it got to be I'm glad that it was more of a gangster drama, but because of that, I think it was a really great villain origin story. Like you said, by the end, he's the traditional Penguin. I didn't think that they would actually take it to that point, but it worked. It worked, man. Like I said, I love how he's hanging out with elites right now. Now, here's something that was weird. The last scene, he is the Penguin, and he's dancing with the prostitute, and he still got his coat on. His top hat is over there in the corner. Right when we see him make his transformation to the Penguin that we know, or at least close to the Penguin that we know, they pull outside, and we keep saying there's no Batman, but all of a sudden, they had to do it. That bat signal went up. I'm saying Easter eggs bother me today. I didn't really think that was an Easter egg.
No.
No, I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah. For a Batman-based show, they really kept him out, but gave you enough to go, look, we acknowledge that this is still in the Batman universe.
And it also had him, Oswald thinking, well, I won.
Yeah, I won. I'm on easy street now.
Bitch, no, you didn't. It's almost like Batman said, I'll be right there to whoop your ass. And he is so, and I'm glad they showed that because he is, like, I hated him so much. I want Batman to beat the shit out of him. I want him to break that other leg. I want him to be in a wheelchair by the time it's done.
Them showing that bat signal is the definition of elegant.
Yeah.
They didn't have to. They didn't say anything. They literally just showed it, and that's a perfect way for them to end that show.
The only thing that I would question here is that, so you have all this stuff going on in the city, including the bombing. Wouldn't Batman be at one of these instead of hiding out the whole time?
Man, he don't go to Crown Heights. He's like,
that's where he should go.
That area there.
Do your job.
I'm just one man.
No, you're not one man. You a Batman. Do your goddamn job.
Well, I'm seeing some crime over there. There's a jewelry heist going over there. I think I'm gonna take care of that first. I'll check out the bombing, but let me take care of this one over
Quit being
here.
a punk ass and go over there and do your job. But that's one of the things.
Well, the bomb's already gone off, so ain't really nothing I can do.
See, he was out there helping out with floods and everything. That's the only thing that I thought was weird about the bat signal, that they reminded us that Batman is here. Well, nobody really thinking about Batman for a while. And now they remind us, and I'm thinking, well, you should have been at some of these places right here.
Maybe he was.
Yeah, maybe he was.
Never saw him.
I mean, I'm glad he was not in there, but it did make me think for a little while.
Wait, which way you want it, Corey?
I want it both ways. I want everything.
I was waiting for Robert Pattinson to show up as Batman. I was ready to see him at least.
Or at least
show
as
his
Bruce
thing.
Wayne.
Yeah, like in passing, like on the TV or something.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't. No, I'm glad they didn't. But I would like to have maybe heard maybe Batman came down and handed out some lunches or something. No,
Phoenix Jones.
You want Batman handing out sandwiches to the homeless?
I'm kidding, y'all. I'm kidding. I'm glad he didn't show up. I just think it seems weird when you show the back signal. It does set up an expectation of seeing him do something with crime.
Well, maybe he's the whole time he's been like, it's just gangsters taking out each other. They can do my work for me.
Yeah.
And maybe the second movie will fill that in. Maybe he was busy doing something else. Like there's other stuff going on. Because they do mention Selena Kyle, right?
Yeah. No. There's a lot of reasons why he was probably not doing some of this stuff. He's still kind of new,
Yeah. He might have been hanging out with the Justice League during that time.
He's
like, I've been fucking around with you guys, and
it better not be no Justice League in this. I love Superman, but he cannot exist in this world. No, ain't no damn aliens running around in goddamn blue tights and a red ass cape. No, I did have some criticisms for this, and that's what kept me from giving it better than sex. I didn't think about it at first, and then I backtracked on my rating. So, my criticism, and I said it earlier, is that I think Oz took down his enemies, the Maroney family, other enemies. He did it with cunning and ruthlessness, and he also did it with a shit ton of luck. I was like, man, that he got out of a lot of situations just by his big ass just rolling out the way. I mean, he's not the fastest guy.
No.
It's a fat crippled dude, and they just missing his ass all over the place, and he ain't running that fast.
No.
So I thought they wrote you out of these situations because we just didn't have anything clever enough to do here. Also, when you talk about luck, that Salvatore Maroney fight, that was the biggest cop out when he had a heart attack.
Yeah.
That I thought, come on, man.
Yeah,
you know?
I do wish I had wish I had a different conclusion with all that. But yeah, no, that was probably, you know, if I had a criticism, it was that it was so easy, or it seemed easy for him to get out of situations. And granted, the show is based on the fact that everybody they underestimate him. And you know, with some of it, it was like when he was captured and Vic drove the car, and so that you know that helped. But my frustration in the final episode was with Sophia, where it's like, look, Sophia, you've either captured or been there when he's been captured at gunpoint, beaten, and he still got away. And so by this time with her, it's like, sweetheart, this shouldn't be happening anymore.
Yeah,
you get him. You should be pumping him full of lead, and then, or at least not full, at least shooting him enough to where he's immobile, and then doing your whole. I mean, I know you want to psychologically torture him, but you've seen what's happened before. There's a pattern here. It doesn't really make sense that you would still give him opportunities to get away.
I think that character, Sophia's character, is part of her really likes Oz because they have such a long history. But you're right, she should have done more than just duct tape him to a chair that he's gonna rip out of.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's one of my complaints. That chair was holding his ass tight until they started shooting at him. He was like, ugh.
Stop him!
No, they had it.
Yeah, when they were about to cut his mother's finger off.
Yeah, he would have got up and done something, you know, just out of rage.
I mean, that's what kind of ends up happening, is that he rages out of the chair.
Yeah, I didn't buy it, but you know, like I said, it's one of the things that is, I thought, it's something that I don't like in movies when people just, you know, they just make it out of there because of luck.
It's funny. It usually happens to Batman.
Yeah.
or superheroes where they tie it up and somehow they manage to, well, not even superheroes, just heroes in general.
Yeah.
But I guess, you know, when you're the protagonist, you have plot armor.
Did you notice that at the end when Sophia got arrested? That was kind of like Penguin doing a Batman exit.
Exactly. I said you couldn't hear his big ass limping away. I mean, she was deep in thought and she's crazy, but I was like, come on, man, he got that big ass metal plate on his foot.
Yeah, if you pan the camera over just a little bit, you see his ass just waddling away.
I mean, so you didn't think this the whole time when you heard the metal leg hitting the concrete, him getting in the car, driving away, you didn't think to turn around and see what was going on?
Well, I imagine if you thought somebody was about to blow your brains out, your brain would be filled with a lot of things, even blood rushing to your head.
Unless you hear the car drive away. You're like, okay, well, I guess I'm good. I mean, unless you just that scared, I ain't fucking moving until I'm sure that bitch is at home. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, those are small things, but enough to keep me from giving it like a better than sex. But ratings don't even matter right here. It's a very entertaining show. Mm-hmm. It's just directed and produced very well. I mean, it's and written so well. Mm-hmm. I mean, to say it's entertaining is one thing. So well. Yeah, there's a lot of things that's entertaining. You know?
Sure.
Yeah, there's, you know, I mean,
the circus is entertaining.
Exactly. Yeah,
not
really. I've seen elephants before.
You know, there's a lot of goofy shit out there that's entertaining. Mm-hmm. The Room is entertaining,
right,
you know?
Yeah.
But, I mean, this is a very well-crafted show. And just take the whole thing of this being a great comic book adaptation, you know, take that out of it. It's just a solidly done show. You know, you don't have to categorize it as anything. It's just quality done, you know, and it's a top-tier show. So, it's so good. I don't know if I want a season 2.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you know, I
think you can not want it all you want.
It hadn't stopped anybody from doing anything.
But you know what? I mean, you said that before we watched it, but I could see a pretty good season 2.
Yeah, I mean, of course, if they had...
Because now it's him moving through society.
Yeah.
But do you think they could do another season without Batman involved in it?
Hell no.
Yeah.
No, they threw up the bat signal. Now that's Chekhov's gun. You know, it's up there.
He put up the bat signal. Plus, they say that the Penguin's going to be in the next movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, they'll probably not do another season because they'll just focus on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I thought I saw some talk of doing a Penguin-like show with a different villain.
Anyway, y'all, that's pretty much it. That is our discussion. We hope you enjoyed it. Love to hear your opinion on some of these things. And we hope you enjoyed the show, too, or you enjoyed it as much as we did. And if you didn't, tell us why. Call your ass out. No, I get it.